Hi, welcome to my desk. You can't actually see it, but as usual, it is a fucking desk. Today it has 3 tubes of Burt's Bees on it. There's eraser shavings everywhere. It's super nasty, but none of that's important. Because it's time to do a demo for Mala, for the Kiritaki Gansai Tambi paints. I have a couple of these in my collection, actually. This is my sister's palette originally, but this is my original palette, which is a smaller one, and I've used up quite a bit of the paints, so I'm gonna use hers. Actually, I'm not going to use hers. What I'm going to use is, I have their Art Nouveau palette, which I really like, so I'm gonna use that for the little thing, but I have this one too in my collection. Put that over there. So, I really like gansai paints. They're not traditional watercolors. They are a traditional watercolor, but they're traditional Japanese watercolors, so they're not traditional Western watercolors, and as such, they don't really work quite the same. And if you try to use them the same way you would like a traditional Western watercolor, you might run into some issues. The main things to keep in mind are like the binder in these is different. It's made with an animal fat. The focus of these paints is you're going to want to try to do more like single highly pigmented layers. You can still kind of layer with them, but it's not super recommended. They tend to sit a bit more on the top of the paper, and because you can use them a lot more like opaquely and stuff, they just tend to lift a lot easier, which isn't a bad thing. It's like one of the things I really like about gansai. It can be pretty forgiving. So this little demo is mostly going to be how I use them. I'm going to show you how I layer with them and stuff when I do layer with them. I don't always, but I like to put down like a little like base coat when I'm painting anything, just to help with the colors. So I don't know how much I'm actually going to be talking during this, but also, I like these paints because this is just a bamboo paper. It's just like a sketch paper, but I like these paints because they do work well on like thinner papers and like really smooth papers. They do dull down a bit more on papers like that without a whole bunch of sizing and stuff, but I'm someone who doesn't like a whole lot of surface sizing anyways, so I'm used to my colors dulling down a bit and having to work with that. Anyways, so to start, I'll pick this yellow, and I'm just gonna really quickly do a little base coat. So another thing with gansai paints is you're gonna wanna, I tend to mix them just right in the pans because you can see there's like little pink and stuff in there. I mix them right in the pans because the pans are big enough that it doesn't really matter. I would avoid trying to mix them on the paper. Like, you can probably, but you just kind of have to feel it out. It's like with most supplies. To get better at using them, you just have to use them and fuck up and make mistakes. So there's that. We're gonna let that dry for a little bit because that's the other thing is because the paints lift so easily. If you do want to layer with them, I would only recommend doing like maybe like 1 or 2 layers, and if you are going to layer with them, don't try to layer. If you put down a really opaque color, don't try to layer over that because you will just lift it up. This is a really thin layer, so I'm going to let that dry down as much as I can before I go back over it, and that should keep it from lifting too much. So that's gonna dry now, I guess. I'm just gonna move that to the side. This is my piece of printer paper that I've taped 2 printer papers together because my drafting table is transparent and I don't want you to see my feet. So that's the reason for that. I'm just gonna grab, here's my little bamboo sketchbook. We're just gonna swatch out some paints now. But yeah, I really like how these work on, they work really nicely on this paper. This is just like a thin bamboo sketch paper, I think, but they'll work fine on here. Let's put them on the printer paper. Let's see what happens. That's not too bad. It is soaking in a little bit. It's not as nice as this one, but so maybe don't use it on printer paper. But if you have like just like a thinner sketch paper, with this, it has like some nice sizing on the surface of it, so I think you could get away if you have like a thinner paper that has a lot of sizing. You can probably get away with it. They tend to sit a bit more on the surface, so that's why you can get away with that. Except in this printer paper, they are really soaking through. But I think if you were to just take like a normal watercolor to do that, it'd be about the same here. Here, let's see. Oh, these are all gouache and neon colors. That's not gonna work. Okay, let's grab. Here's my palette with my Daniel Smith and all my really fancy, expensive paints in it. Let's take some of that and put it on the printer paper. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a printer paper thing. Like with any paint, it's gonna react differently depending on the paper and stuff, so you're just gonna want to test it out. Here's just a Daniel Smith. I think this is just the dioxazine yellow or something. Here it is on this bamboo paper. This paper actually is holding up nice with watercolors, which I'm surprised about. Well, not as surprised about the gansai paints because they behave themselves on thinner papers. But there we go, some swatches. Fuck, now my printer. Now I'm gonna have to make a new printer paper so it's all nice. Why did this happen to my Burt's Bees are getting in the way? Hang on. Let me find somewhere to put these. So over here. You want to see my toy? Awesome video. Okay, is this dry yet? Are you dry enough yet? I mean, it's dry, but it's cold, so it's not completely dry. I don't want to put it back down on this and then ruin the nice clean backside of the paper. I'll just wait for that to dry a bit more. Here, we're getting this back. We're bringing him back. Ooh, look at that. I really like these paints. This is like I need more companies to come out with like Art Nouveau sets and stuff because they're really nice. This set specifically has a lot more opaque colors because a lot of them are like mixed with the white and stuff. But I like that. I like an opaque watercolor. I like a gouache. I like it. All of them. Let me get the other one out, and we'll swatch some of those too. We'll do a little comparison. Fuck. Here we go. I like to use the little plastic thing in here. I tend to use that as a palette if I'm not mixing straight in the pans. These paints, because of the binder in them, if you have like a heavy bit of paint that you haven't used on here and it's like really like thick, it will start to like crack and kind of flake all over, so just be wary of that. Here, let's watch some of these. Here, let's watch this green. It can take a little, if you're trying to get like a really like opaque, like thick, vibrant, it can take a little bit longer to, you might want to like pre-wet your palette. Here's a nice green. There's a nice teal. But yeah, the colors in like this traditional set, they're a little bit more transparent than their Art Nouveau set, just because they don't have as many colors mixed with white, but you can still get them. They're still more opaque than like a traditional watercolor. There's a red. I really do like how bright and vibrant these paints are. Let's do a little mix. Let's mix. We'll take a little bit of this red, put it over here in this green. Yeah, I just mix right in the palette because I'm a freak. There we go. And also because of the binder, when these paints dry, unlike traditional watercolor, which is gonna dry kind of like it's supposed to dry like matte, if you get really Some binders will make it a bit more like shiny, but gansai, typically it'll be like when it dries, it'll have like a more like, you can have more of like a shiny kind of sheen sort of finish. So be aware of that too. You can, if you use like a very like high cotton watercolor paper with like, that feels like rougher, a bit rougher on the top and doesn't have as much, if you have a paper that has a lot of surface sizing, you're gonna get that sheen, even if it's like a cold press, whatever. If you're trying to avoid that sheen, I'd recommend going with like arches or something, because they're like, they have like a lot of internal sizing, but their external sizing isn't as crazy, and I feel like it's a bit, I'm really finicky about papers. I like a paper that has a good internal sizing, but I want the external sizing to be like, I don't want to like feel like this. I need to stop. I'm going to keep going on about paper. It's not important. It is important. Paper is important. Just mess around and find papers that you like to work on, and that'll help a lot with whatever new supply that you're using. If you already know how your paper is going to handle, then the only new thing you have to worry about is how your paints are going to handle. Is this dry yet? Okay, yeah. Sorry I fucked up my nice... I put this here because I was like, oh, I'll make it all nice and presentable, and then I fucked it up anyways. It's fine. It's fine. It literally doesn't matter. Let me get these guys back over here and put them back in frame. You can only see some of them, but here, let me flip it so you can see the other side. There. Okay, so this is dry now. You can see I did not do a very good job of getting this wash completely flat, but that's fine because I'm just gonna paint over it all anyways. So I'm gonna go in now and what should I start with? I should get a smaller brush for one. What brush do I want to use? I have a couple of nice, like, silver black velvet brushes, and they're very soft, which is good if you're trying to do, like, looser paintings and stuff, but they're also, I think I'm gonna use just one of my golden Taklon brushes. I never get rid of my brushes. They just get, when it's time for them to move on from watercolor, they just get moved to my gouache brush. My gouache brush jar, which is under my desk, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with skin. But yeah, a lot of these paints are more opaque than a traditional watercolor. Usually I find the place where I want it to be more pigmented and start painting there, and then just start feathering out. Was there some paint already in this? Yeah, there was some blue in this brush. My bad. So now you do have a bit of blue in your skin. It's okay. I'm just gonna roll with it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. You can have weird blue skin. Watercolor is all about letting the paints decide what they want to do, and you only have so much control you can ever exert over them. You can have more control if you remember to wash your brushes out properly and not leave blue paint in them. But it's fine. So... So I'm taking some of this darker red and I am putting that in. Rather than trying to like layer it, I'm using it while it's still wet and just kind of feathering it out carefully. Because I want some blush there. And also because I accidentally made her blue, so I need to account for that. Remember when I was doing my sketchbook review and I was doing like a video per couple of sketchbooks, and then I lost steam after like 7 of them? I'm not even gonna try to do that this year. I've learned my lesson. It's too much of a commitment. I can't do that right now. I'm way too depressed, and I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually get back to like scanning all of those and then just uploading PDFs or something of those somewhere if people want to check them out. Okay, so there's skin. It is a little bit blue. It will dry down and we'll go back and add some more details to that. Not any more layers, but I'll like go and get some like more opaque colors and add some kind of like line work or something. So I'm gonna paint this little, I'm gonna paint the mask. So what I'm gonna do is, we'll do a red here. I'll take some of this, mix it over here, and here's something else I tend to do with gansai paints is I like to outline. It works because I have like a very cartoony style. It might not work if you're trying to do something more realistic or something, but I don't know. I like it. I'm just gonna outline this really quick. I'm trying not to like bonk this over here, but it's in my way, so move. That. These leaves. Just say, not red, just. Okay. Now I'm going to get red. The paper that I'm using right now is an American Journey watercolor sketchbook. I don't know how I feel about this paper. There's something about the sizing in it that I'm not really a fan of. I a little bit feel like I'm working on like a Strathmore paper, which maybe this is just a rebranded Strathmore, like, because I know like American Journey, like some of the like their watercolor sketchbooks are just other like, maybe it's like a Fabriano paper or something. I don't know. I haven't really used a whole lot of Fabriano papers other than like their really smooth, cheap hot press, because I like that for colored pencils. I'm not a hot press paper enjoyer unless it's gansai paints. I do enjoy using gansai paints on hot press specifically. I think they just mix well with that. Okay, there we go. There's my little red mask. The skin is the skin is doing something. The skin is doing something. We're getting some weird texture in there. But, you know, there's only so much you can do. I could try to fix it. Here, let's see. Maybe let's add a little bit of this yellow. Really, really carefully. I tell you, oh yeah, these paints probably aren't the best for layering, and then here I go, trying to layer with them. It's fine. I fucked up the skin, so I'm trying to fix it. It's okay. A little bit of you. Oh yeah, you can see it starting to like lift a little bit there in the corner. This is quickly becoming a don't do this with your paints. It's fine, I can fix it. It's literally fine. I might have made it worse. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that before I fuck it up anymore. We'll do something. We'll do something to fix it. I'll figure it out. I'll show you my tips and tricks to fix something when you fuck it up really bad. I grabbed this blue for some reason, so I guess you're gonna get a beautiful blue eyeball. I think I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put some of that down in your hair too. I'm gonna take a darker layer after a darker paint, and I'm gonna put some of that in, I think, if I can get this quickly enough. I wanna put the darker color in while it's still wet. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, I'm gonna take this, go back up here. Oh fuck, it's getting my mask. Oh fuck, I should have waited for the mask to dry. It's fine. It'll be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Put this under here. The shadow would be... Boom, boom, boom. I have to keep checking my thing to make sure it's still recording, because at some point it is just going to stop recording. I'm going to have to go and delete some of my many images of bald Vegeta to make room for more video. Okay, let's do this other side of the hair. This is a green or a blue. I can't tell. I'm colorblind. It's green to me, I think. It's like, I don't know, it's Miku colors. Miku's become her own color to me. Some might call it teal. I call it Miku color. See, this is just a dark Hagani Miku color. And here's our traditional Miku color. There we go. I am mixing a little bit right on the paper. I think the trick to that is if you're using specifically the gansai more like opaquely, it works a bit better. If you're using them, trying to use them more transparently, you can have some issues with like streaking and stuff. Again, really, you just have to kind of get a feel. The more of a feel you get for it, the better you can like kind of start to tell how the paints are gonna react. And then the other half is just you just have to let go. The watercolor is a lesson in letting go and freeing yourself from the shackles of perfection. Because with watercolor, if something gets fucked up, sometimes you can't fix it. Sometimes you just can't fix it, and that's just how the painting's gonna be. That's how it's decided it's wanted to be, and you just have to live with that. And that's okay. You can only do so much to control the whims of water and pigment. Trying really hard not to fuck up and accidentally lift a whole bunch of paint. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, we're fine, we're fine. We're literally fine, it's fine. Maybe over here too, a little bit darker. Okay. She's wearing a shirt, but I really don't want to paint this shirt. I don't want to paint the shirt. Here, we'll just add some minimal shading, and it'll just stay kind of white. Oops, I accidentally got into my blue a little bit. Let me fix. Yeah, okay. That's good enough. Back to my purples. Usually when I use gansai paints, I use the paints themselves for any line work or line art that I do, typically after I lay down all the color and stuff. You can like do your line art first and then paint over it, but again, because the gansai can be a bit more opaque, you gotta be careful. You might cover up your lines with paint. Like how I said I wasn't gonna color this whole shirt, but here I am. Slowly adding a bunch of purple. Oops. Oops. Oops, let me pull some of that out of there. Oops, oops, oops. It's okay, I'll fix it. If you do accidentally get some of a lighter color over one of your darker colors, just go back over with the darker color after it's dry to fix that edge, because otherwise you're just gonna pull out a bunch of the dark. It's still wet over here, so I'm doing something very dangerous, but I'm impatient. It's very funny that watercolor is often my medium of choice when I am such an impatient person, and watercolor can be such a patient craft. I had a dream last night that I was like stuck in a never-ending warehouse. Kind of like the Infinite IKEA, but not exactly. It was like a weird shopping mall, and there was like a lot of other people there, and they were really excited about shopping. There was this woman who was like really trying to find a pair of Louis Vuitton heels. She was like, I'm so excited. I keep finding all these awesome pillows. I can't wait to get my heels. And we were like, okay, cool. This is kind of like weird and creepy. I'm scared something bad's gonna happen. We're gonna be stuck here forever. And then we found a bunch of Naruto shirts. Because on the stream I was also there with my sister and my youngest sibling. And we found a bunch of Naruto shirts. And we found a bunch of stuff with Snoopy on it. And it was pretty cool. And then the dream ended because we found the door out of the Infinite Warehouse, and we just left. So I was freaking out about nothing. That was my dream that I had when I was taking my nap earlier. I said I was taking it last night, but that's a lie, because last night I was working. So I didn't get to sleep until I came home this morning, and I went to bed, and then I woke up, and now I'm filming this. Okay, I'm just gonna, nope, I want more purple. I changed my mind. We're doing purple. Doing purple, some more of that pink, or mauve, I guess. That's a mauve. Yeah. I've changed my mind. I didn't like how it was before, so I'm changing it. Okay. Perp my girt, cause you know it's shirt. Something, something, dirt. My Tumblr is still fucked up. I still can't log into it. I'm still banned from Tumblr. I'm not actually banned. I can't open it on my phone. That's the only way I use Tumblr is on my phone. Because it's like my penance for, I don't know, being stupid is I'm only allowed to use Tumblr on my phone. I don't have it logged into on my desktop because I don't remember my password. And because the Tumblr app is now just completely broke. I even updated it. I haven't updated the Tumblr app in years, but I even updated it to try and fix it. Nah, nothing. Let me get some blue down here. Eat a bit of blue. But yeah, still banned from Tumblr, so, I'm now, like, I joke that I'm a hermit all the time, and I am. I'm an internet hermit. I'm a hermit in real life. I just sit in my enclosure, and I make ugly art, and I don't show it to anyone, and there's, like, I think I post maybe, like, 2% of what I ever draw or make anywhere or show it to anyone. The rest of it is just for me. But now I'm truly a hermit. I'm out of the loop. I'm deleting all apps that have news off my phone because it's like causing me mental distress. And I don't have Tumblr anymore, so I can't even get any memes that I get them like months late now. I get them months late, and only if they happen to like infiltrate the 3 subreddits that I keep an eye on, which is literally just I keep an eye on the Balatro subreddit because I like seeing the hands that people play, the Vocaloid subreddit because I like to see what all like the new age fans are up to and whatever the fuck they're going on about, and I judge them for their tier list that they put out of the best Vocaloid songs. and they don't have a single Kaido or Mako song on there, and I judge them really hard about it. And then what other subreddit am I a part of? There's like one other that I'm a part of that I think it's just like a cat subreddit. So I just look at pictures of cats, and those are the 3 subreddits that I'm a part of. Oh, and anytime anyone asks what they should name their cat, I tell them Pipe Bomb. So if you were to look in my Reddit feed, you would just see thousands of capital letters Pipe Bomb, because I think they should name their cat that. No one has named their cat Pipe Bomb yet, but I'll keep trying. I will keep trying. I'm gonna take this. I really like this. It's like a kaput mortem. I'm gonna use this to outline. Is the face dry? Yeah, the face is dry. Okay, I'm gonna use that, and I'm just gonna have a little nostril. As a treat, you can have a nostril. I hope you've enjoyed this video that's half a demo, not a very good demo. I hope it was kind of helpful. Maybe you could just watch what I'm doing and steal my techniques. That's fine. You have my permission. Oh, I fucked that up. I shouldn't have done that. It's fine. It's fine. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll get more red. There. It's literally fine. Here, I'll take that down. I'll try to fix that. There's like a weird bloom there. We're now trying to take it out of the ugly stage. You have no eyelashes right now. Here, let me help you. Oh, I need to finish this mask. Okay, I'm gonna use more of this over here. Oh, it's really thick in some places, the layering. Usually, if you're just adding like lines like this, it's fine. Just be careful, because it is starting to reactivate some of the paint. Like over here where it's really thick, it's starting to reactivate some of the paint under it. So I'm trying to be really careful and move fast and not let it get too wet. It's starting to dry in some places, so you can see the sheen, like the kind of glossy finish a lot more. I'm back. Aubrey had to fill me in on the new fucked up car developments. I have mixed a slightly darker blurple. Go in and add some lines. This originally was this way, but now it's the other way. I like to use red pencil lead when I'm doing watercolors, just because it's easier to cover it up and kind of blend it into whatever the hell else is going on. Here. Here. Oh. Oh my god. Thank you.
They're technically from Adon.
Thank you, Adon. Do I want to add anything on here? I'll just add a little. The classic scallop. Okay. I don't have any of my palettes out, so I need to like water this down a little bit. I'll do it over here. There we go. Some other random color still over there. Oh, it's a gray now. Okay. What was I gonna do with this? Oh, hang on. Actually, let me make that darker. Let me get some of this blue. Actually, let me get some of that blue. And hang on, there's a darker purple over here. Re-wet. Okay. Okay, I want to add, I think, a little bit of a highlight to some of the hair. So I'm going to get, there's a light blue over here. Let me flip a Rooney. Nope, that's a green. Here's the light, here's this nice sky blue that I want. And I am just going... Something very flat over here. So just add some lines. Yeah, okay. That's stilling down a bit more than I would like. I want that. I want to be able to see it. Okay. Well, that's gonna dull down a bit anyways. Oh. Okay. I think we're about done. I'm gonna go and add, hang on, let me get a bigger, softer brush. Here's another brush that I've had for literal years. It's duct taped together. I'm gonna grab some of that yellow that I first used and just a little bit more to the background. Try not to reactivate anything. When I'm using traditional watercolors, I like to go back in afterwards with like my Jelly Roll gel pens and stuff and add little like highlights and stuff. But with gansai, sometimes I find that it like, because they're like so easy to reactivate, sometimes it will reactivate the paint under it, or because like it's so thick, the Jelly Rolls will kind of get clogged up. So I tend to just use the gansai paint itself to do my little highlights and stuff. I don't like this over here. Something happened here. Something happened here. I need to fix it. Have a normal sleeve, or indication of a sleeve. Okay, I think now I'm done. I think I'm done now. Okay. Let's set this to the side. I will give you my... so that's my little painting, and that's also my tip for how to... Oh, fuck. It's still recording, but new iCloud terms and conditions. Not now, sorry. So that's my tip and trick for when you fuck something up and it looks bad, is just keep going, and then when you get to the end, just slap line art on it. And that usually fixes it, and you can cover up anything bad you fucked up. Yeah. My other parting tips for using gansai paints: just keep going. Sometimes the ugly stage is intense. You just have to push through. Get to know your paper. Get to know how the paints handle on the paper. Figure out whether you can mix on the some papers you can mix on, some papers don't want you to mix on them. Try to avoid, don't go too crazy with the layers is the main takeaway, I think. Is it's got your paint's going to, the paint is going to, it's very liftable. It's gonna pick up pretty easy. Well, hang on, I need to leave this here because I have this other, you know, we don't get to have a nice satisfying peel because I have to use this other side for something before I can peel it up. Here, you can have one satisfying peel. And it's not even that satisfying because there's still paint over there and over there. Awesome. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye.